We're back. Yeah.
What you working on?
I'm working on
Bobby.
Yep, Bobby. He's blocking some attacks that are by Stan that I'm gonna put in.
You better watch out. I just heard a door open behind you. Somebody might sneak up on you.
No, that was my kitten. She makes these high pitched squeals.
Oh, it sounds like a closet door opening or something.
Yeah, she makes these squeals that are like super cute.
Cool.
Alright, so
Bobby we're on page, what page are we on anymore?
113.
113, okay. Let me write that down. Slowly getting there.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, slowly getting where to the end to part 2. We're slowly getting to part 2. And we already have that written out.
We do, don't we?
Yeah.
That's good.
But we might have to make a few changes.
We might have to do a short intermission mini story or something just to clear the palate.
Okay.
I don't know. We talked about that before.
Yeah.
I think, on some road trips. Maybe do a Bobby solo flashback story or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. So what, what did you say? You're halfway through the second season.
I'm halfway through Daredevil. I'm not even really halfway yet, but I'm close since I got that Netflix subscription for my birthday, and now it's like, wow, this is really good. So
right,
it's really, really good. In fact, when I was in Florida for Thanksgiving, I got my parents to watch it, and my mom was digging it too. So, oh yeah, before that, man, we went to see Bohemian Rhapsody at Thanksgiving, like my parents and my aunt and me, and you were right. It was completely awesome. Completely awesome. So they loved it, and I loved it too. So yeah, it was killer. I'm glad I got to see it in the big theater with the music, the sound, and all that. Yeah. So
that's the way to go.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And I don't know how much actual singing the guy who played Freddie Mercury, Rami Malek, did himself, but I know he did some. I mean,
oh, did he?
Yeah,
It sounded a lot like Freddie the whole time, so I don't know. But
I think one of the parts was like where he met him in the alley. And just so there's a what do you call it when it's just singing a cappella?
A cappella, yeah.
Yeah, just some simple a cappella. Well, not simple, but a cappella parts.
Yeah.
Because he keeps saying in interviews he's kept on reading more and more about Freddie Mercury, and he would say I'm finding out this about him and that about him, and I wish the movie had gone on another hour. And I was like, I wish the movie had gone on another hour too.
Yeah. Did you cry at the end? My mom and my aunt were tearing up. I was getting a little smoky too, but I didn't get tears. But man, that last part where it's all coming together and he's doing Live Aid, it's like, oh gosh.
Yeah, I don't think I didn't cry. I was more like, this is like the recreation of that was just so amazing.
Yeah,
like how much detail they. And I didn't even watch the actual Live Aid footage until after the movie, but I was thinking more like, just like the how the stadium was set up, the phones, the clothing, and after I had seen the movie, I watched some did you Easter eggs? Did you know this and that about the movie? And right at the very beginning, when he's going on the stage for Live Aid, he's giving somebody a high five, and it's Bono. So U2 is walking off while he's walking on.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish I'd known that. I would have tried to. Wow. Yeah, I remember the high five, but wow, cool.
Yeah. So you got to see it again, but That reminds me, I so after that movie, I did the I listened to every. I started listening to every Queen studio album on Spotify.
Yeah.
And I finally finished it.
Is it worth it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I found like I made a playlist of like I don't know 56 songs.
Wow.
So yeah, and I found like a bunch of I would call them hidden gems. And
cool.
And a lot of times, see, I just like checked out a few of their live albums, but a lot of times on their live albums they would cover Elvis,
Really?
Jailhouse Rock, yeah, things like that. So that's good. Yeah, it was just all good Queen.
Cool.
Queen experience.
So what else you media-wise into lately?
Well, let's get back to Daredevil for a second.
Oh yeah.
So you're watching Daredevil. I hadn't seen any Daredevil yet, but
You haven't?
No, I haven't. But I'm going to, despite the news that Marvel and Netflix are cutting ties like real fast with everything, because it's really more like Disney, I think, is cutting ties with Netflix and not Marvel.
Right. My hope is that the Disney streaming channel, whatever that's going to be, will not redo it, but keep it going.
Yeah, keep it going. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So the new Disney thing is Disney Plus, and they've killed Daredevil, the Defenders,
Luke Cage,
and Iron Fist.
Yeah.
So I hope that they continue it on in the Disney streaming service, but I mean I don't know how much of that is Netflix's, like how much
how much they have
because
they don't have the rights, but the rights to those actors
and costumes and all that stuff,
that version of it or what have you.
Yeah. So who knows how that's going to go.
Yeah, well, it's awesome, so I hope it carries on.
And I watched the first season of Black Lightning.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good, and you could tell it takes place in Atlanta. I mean, I wasn't for sure until I looked it up.
Really?
Yeah, but then, well, it's not. It doesn't take. They don't call it Atlanta, but I mean, it's filmed in Atlanta.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I thought it was, but I was like, I'm just gonna make sure because I recognize a lot of these places, and and mainly like they have the what's that thing that goes around in a circle next to CNN?
The Ferris wheel thing?
Yeah, Ferris wheel. They have that in a lot of shots.
Yeah?
Yeah. So
cool.
So yeah, it's really good. It's a really good story, and it's just like all their other shows like Flash and Green Arrow. Well, not Green Arrow, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow. It's just really good. It's just a really good TV show. And like DC, I don't know what their problem is, but they make really good TV shows, and their movies though are just they're just hit and miss, and a lot more misses than hits.
Right. Whereas Marvel's the opposite.
Yeah. Well, no, Marvel's not the opposite because their movies are good and their TV shows are good, and they know it, and that's
true.
That's why they're doing.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing about their streaming, because they're like, if you want to watch Marvel movies and stuff, you have to watch it here.
Right. We're not sharing the profits.
All right, yeah. So, I mean, of course, they have like all those. Because I was telling my wife, I was like, we're gonna have to get that Disney streaming service. That's all there is to it. And she's like, does it have all the old cartoons? And I'm like, I'm sure it does.
Yeah, probably so.
So, you know, she'll watch it for The Little Mermaid, and I'll watch it for Daredevil and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. So now we're going to a bunch of concerts, and we'll probably talk about that later or closer to when the time comes. But
right.
I'm doing so now that I finished the Queen, I'm gonna do the Spotify thing for all the bands we're going to see.
Cool.
Next year. So the first band that I already started on is Iron Maiden.
Yeah, well, that's way, but yeah, okay. Might as well get started.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but they you know, like a lot of those bands don't have as many albums as I would think they would have for how long they've been around, but
no,
especially Ozzy.
Ozzy's got a bunch of stuff though, I think.
Well, maybe it's not all on Spotify, and that
Yeah,
can be.
I don't know. And then of course he has all the Black Sabbath stuff. So
Yeah, but yeah. So I'm starting with Iron Maiden, and I'll keep you posted on that. It's going
all right.
Going good. I made it up to the album with the Trooper on it.
Peace of Mind? Is that one?
Yeah, it's got Eddie and he's in a mental.
He's in a yeah,
straight
and
jacket.
the actual, well, you don't have the vinyl, but the actual inside I think has a brain on it, like a raw brain. It's called Peace of Mind. Oh god, yeah, that used to freak me out. Yeah, that's a classic one there.
Yeah,
the Trooper and Run to the Hills? No, Flight of Icarus is on. Is Flight of Icarus?
Yeah, Flight of Icarus.
Yeah, we used to play those in my high school band. And I used to play the bass, the Steve Harris bass lines, as best I could.
All right, so you weren't playing guitar then?
No, I started playing bass. I was the bass player, the bass player, and I learned Iron Maiden. Cut my chops going. So yeah, that's probably why I have a special place for them in my heart.
Yeah, sure it is. And because they're good too.
Bass riffs. Yeah, because all the lead guitar guys wanted to play those leads and stuff. So it's like, okay, I'll just play the bass lines, and they were actually, awesome. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. So speaking of music. We're gonna talk today about our favorite Georgia bands.
All right.
Because you're from Georgia now, and I was from Georgia.
You were. I'm from here for more than half my life, I think now. Wow. So yeah.
Yeah. So you're a Georgian. I mean.
I guess.
And we can talk about our favorite Florida, because I moved to Alabama, and you came from Florida.
Right.
And we can talk about our favorite.
I don't really know any Florida bands.
But there's tons of them. Yes, you do.
Do I?
Tom Petty.
Okay, you're right. Miami Sound Machine.
Yeah, Skynyrd.
Yeah, okay, well, I mean, to me, I've got like local / regional smaller bands, and then there's the Georgia bands that obviously made it super huge and became national.
Yeah.
So I can go back to the bands in the 90s around here when I was just getting going.
When you first moved here.
Right.
There.
Right. I think I mentioned, when I first moved here, I joined like a power pop band as the lead guitarist / kind of co-lead singer, co-writer. So we were in the scene in the 90s, and met a lot of friends, played a lot of gigs, got to know a lot of the other bands around that time. One of the best bands out of that era was called Wild West Picture Show. I think I might have mentioned them before.
Yeah, you did. I forgot what show it was, but
they used to just sell out the Point in Little 5 Points, like on the weekends. I mean, just packed with everybody just going crazy for them. And they would tour all over the Southeast. And they kind of had a kind of country western, not more country than, or more western than country feel. Mm-hmm. And they had co-lead singers, which is a girl and a guy as well, as like my band did at that point. So the girl singer, my band made good friends with them, and we got to hang out with them and open for them a few times, and we wanted to be as popular as they were. So yeah.
And you got as popular as they were.
Well, I don't want to go that far. We weren't quite selling out the Point on Saturday night, but they were just packing it out. So I got a song I can play from them if you want.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
This is from their CD in 1995 called Ramona's Flophouse, and they had a tape out before this. And then they put out the CD. Like back then, it was like a big deal to put out a CD because it was hard to do and it cost a lot of money. And now it's easy, but back then it was a big deal. So this is called. I think I'm gonna play. I listened to it this morning so I could pick a song. This is called "Run You Down." You'll probably be surprised that I like this because it's not hard rock or anything, but but it's cool.
Okay.
All right, here we go. There you go.
There you go. So that was a country song.
Yeah. Was it? Is it a cover or something? No.
No, but I would say so. That started off as a blues song.
Yeah.
And then it switched to Texas swing country.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is, I thought that was pretty cool. So I hadn't heard of this band. When
you were just a wee lad at that point in time.
What?
You were just a wee lad.
Yeah.
You were elementary school probably.
So when was that guitar when they played that song live? Was it a flat pick guitar or like a regular guitar?
I think it was a regular guitar. That's one of the things I really enjoyed about them was the guitar, like the soloing there. And it inspired me in the band I was in at that point to play solos clean without distortion and stuff.
Yeah.
So they had the co-lead, the lead singer played guitar, and then they had a lead guitar guy who played all that, I can't remember his name, who was really awesome. But I feel like it was just a regular old guitar thing.
Yeah, just a guitar strap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Because it sounds a lot like, those guitars that are like a box that you put down flat and then you stand over it and play it.
Yeah,
they would play in those Texas swing type of country songs.
Yeah, I feel like it was probably a Telecaster or something like that. I don't know. But you can just imagine the summer's eve on a Saturday night, hot in downtown, Little 5 Points, them just rocking out the joint and everybody being into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good times.
Yeah, it was so everybody was they were just playing some rockabilly.
Yeah. All right, so your turn.
All right. I don't have any songs, but I think you'll put those in. My first favorite Georgia band is I'm gonna do okay. So my first favorite I was gonna do, but I want to do a modern one. I want to do a current one too. So
yeah.
So I'm gonna change my first one. My first one was gonna be REM, and sure. I like REM, all right, but I think the guitar is the guitar player Mike Mills, or is that?
He was the bass player.
He was it might have been the bass player, but one of them started this other band called the Baseball Project, and all they do is sing songs about baseball.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, it's funny and I like that, and I like REM, but a band from like middle '90s, I guess too, that I like from Georgia is Driving and Crying.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, they were good old rock.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So that was my first band that I found out was from Georgia, and I was like, oh man, I'm proud of this band.
Yeah. I remember being in Florida and hearing them and thinking, yeah, these guys are good. In fact, I think they toured down there when we were in Florida. So yeah, absolutely. Which brings me to the Black Crowes.
Okay, yeah, because
so they hit it super big. But they are actually live in the neighborhood that they grew up in, allegedly. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can.
So if I look at
I can't, because I don't know. Like, the weird thing is sometimes like I like a band, but I don't know anything about them except their music.
Yeah.
And later I found out all these odd facts that I would never have guessed. Like, I thought the Black Crowes lived on a farm somewhere out in the sticks, but go ahead, Tom.
You would think so based on the image that they had at that time, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at Wikipedia, they began in 1984 in Marietta, Georgia. influenced by REM and Southern rock, etc. And they attended Walton High School, which is the high school where I live, that if you go to public school, you go there. And then, so in my neighborhood, there's a lot of crows. And there's a certain house up the street around the corner that had a ton of crows one day. And me and the person I was seeing at the time drove by, and I said something about the crows. And she said, they grew up in this neighborhood, or they grew up here. And I said, really? And so she looked it up and she was in real estate at the time, and she looked up the ownership of that home. And sure enough, it was the home based on their names that they supposedly grew up in. So we figured that because there were so many black crows in the neighborhood and in that yard, that's how they got their name.
Okay.
But if you read Wikipedia, it says that the name was after Mr. Crow's Garden, after the Leonard Leslie Brown's books. But I'd like to think it was because of the neighborhood.
It's probably a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm. So they may have been jamming in that house up the street back in the 80s when this neighborhood was first built.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was going to be my second favorite Georgia band.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't know, have you heard any of their like solo songs?
I have, but I don't remember it. It's pretty good, I think, isn't it?
No. It's absolute garbage.
Okay.
Both of them.
Don't hold back.
Chris, together, they're awesome.
Yeah.
And apart, they're not.
They're kind of like the Southern Oasis brothers, right?
Yeah.
The Oasis guys and brothers ended up hating each other, and I think the same thing kind of happened there.
Just Robinson Brothers, stop fighting and get back to making awesome Black Crowes music, please.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I have to say.
All right, well, I would go with B-52s as my top Georgia band, national-wise. Slightly ahead of REM because I enjoy B-52's creativity and music, and I have since I moved here. I didn't even really get into them until I moved here back in the 90s. So. And
they're from that same Athens.
Yeah, as REM was.
Yeah, but is that, would you call that like, no, it's called college rock, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. It was like college alternative rock. Yeah.
Yeah, I like two songs. But I mean, I don't know if I ever gave them like a fair chance.
I'll have to play some. I have some old tapes of us playing B-52's cover sets that I'll have to dig out and play some of that on one of these podcasts.
All right.
In fact, speaking of Wild West Picture Show, the band that I was in, actually, this is a great story. In the 90s, with the girl singer, we did a B-52's cover show combined with them. So our lead singer was a girl, and the lead singer of Wild West Picture Show you just heard played the girls in B-52's. And then the guy, lead singer in Wild West, played Fred Schneider. And I was the guitarist, and our drummer and bass player played the drummer and bass player, and we played Dark Horse Tavern. It was like our anniversary gig or something, having the band together, and we played a full set of B-52s with them. You know, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Back in 1994 or 5, something like that. So I have it on tape somewhere.
You do? You should, you gotta get that.
I just recently found it.
Oh, so you know where it is.
Yeah, last year I started going through all my old videotapes and digitizing them before they all rot, and I found that one, so. Yeah, man.
Oh, so you got video of it.
I think I have video of that one, yeah, or at least a little bit of it.
Okay. So you can put up a video on this.
It's killer. I really enjoyed learning the guitar parts. That's what got me into it, actually, was doing that. And I was like, man, I really like this raw punkiness guitar of this stuff. So yeah.
So the B-52s are really, really good guitar craftsmen.
I think so.
Okay.
But at least the early days, back at just the first couple albums, was just I'm not doing it right, but Rock Lobster and Private Idaho, all those quick little riffs that just were really fast and furious. It's good stuff. So yeah. But I want to play another one of my friends from the 90s.
Okay.
So in the 90s, we were friends with this band called Nillah, Greg and Eli, who were awesome songwriters and players. And we met them by, Atomsplit was on a compilation CD out of Athens called All About Numbers in 1997. The song Sober You was number 2 on it. And let's see, Nillah was on here somewhere, number 5. And this is their song Westerberg High, I believe, which was named after Paul Westerberg from The Replacements.
Hold on.
I see your ceiling.
Yeah. Hold on.
I see Bobby's foot.
Is it, okay, the screen is still sharing.
Yeah.
Kitten. No, you gotta stay down, Sassy. Alright, she's, Alright, I'm gonna try and do this with her in my lap. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't.
All right.
So, yeah, go ahead and play that song, though.
All right. This is Nillah from 1997, Westerberg High. There you have it.
Okay. That was
Nillah.
Yeah, that was nothing like Wild West Picture
Nothing
Show.
like Wild West Picture Show, but with a soft female lead there.
Yeah.
There's other songs that have a little more guitar in mine that I would have played, but that one was on the CD. Anyhow, here we are.
That was kind of like Indigo Girls.
Maybe. It was a little more jangly than that.
Are they from Georgia?
Yes, they were from Decatur.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
there you have it.
There you have it. So
we covered some big Georgia bands and a couple of small ones.
And the small ones are your friends.
Right. So that's kind of cool.
So your second pick was B-52s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna do you haven't done your third pick yet.
Oh no! Am I supposed to have a third pick? Okay, you go ahead.
All right, my third pick, but my number one pick is Blackberry Smoke.
All right.
Because they just do some hard rocking, power driven Southern rock, like how it's supposed to be done. And they picked up the flag when the Black Crowes dropped it, for sure. And I think they represent like Southern rock and Georgia really, really well. So that's my number one current favorite Georgia band.
Okay. Well, I don't have a current favorite one. I don't know enough about what's going on currently, sadly. So I'm open to suggestions. I'll agree with you on that.
Okay.
Is there anybody else out there who's rocking, who's from here right now?
Right now, rocking probably. Well, there's always some like indie scene going on in Athens, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know who's like big into it. I know who was into it in the 90s. Who was in that scene was like Neutral Milk Hotel and Olivia Tremor Control and Elf Power, and I think some other bands like that. I can't remember all the names, but I think there's always something like that going on. Also another big band I'm not like a huge fan of, but I respect them. Well, I like the fact that they're from Georgia anyway, is Mastodon. They're kind of like, well, at least the songs I've heard from them are kind of doom metal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a big fan of doom metal.
Mm-hmm.
So, but still, I mean, they're big and they're from Georgia too.
Cool. We might have to think about this and do another follow-up.
Yeah.
Because there's probably more that I haven't thought of.
There are more. I mean, because I could say, the Georgia Satellites.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Could I say Leonard Skinner, even though they're from Florida, but made like a lot of songs about Georgia peaches? And then there's rap that I don't know if we want to get too into rap, since that's not what. Right. That's not the type of music that Atomsplit plays. But rap is music, and Atlanta is like the center of almost all rap right now.
The epicenter, yes.
So that's and the only reason it's like that is the only people you can put put the credit to, or blame to, or however you want to see it, credit to, I would say, is Outkast for making that happen. Outkast and the Dungeon family, like Goody Mob and and now like CeeLo Brown. I think he's on The Voice. Let me see.
Yeah.
No, CeeLo Green. CeeLo Green. CeeLo Green. And he's on The Voice. And those guys together, all the people that they rapped with, blew up the rap scene in Atlanta, and it stayed blown up. It's still blown up. But now people rap like trap, and I don't really like trap, and I don't like that I don't like trap because it's Atlanta-based rap, but I can't force myself to like it. I tried, but I can't.
Yep.
But I can't. It sounds like Godric's ready to go outside.
He just came in. How can you hear that? Woo! All right. Well, let's wrap it up for tonight.
All right.
We've been on for a while. So you got a big panel, and there's Bobby. He's stretched over 4 panels. Is he going to be inserted in one, or is he going to stretch through those 4 panels?
He's gonna be just in this. I'm gonna shrink him down and put him in this first one. Cause see, I already did. It's all right here, but I'm copying it over here because what I had done in the past is like I would make these out in Illustrator and then draw in these boxes here.
Yeah.
On the tablet, and then I was like, this is just not enough room, and then so I was thinking, you know what? I have as much room as I really want with a tablet because I can draw it super huge and then shrink it down.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing.
All right.
And
all right.
There's no real reason to put these pencil ones on here, but I just want to have like a record of the whole process if I ever need it, in one file. So that's why I copy the underdrawing and then the ink and all of it together.
Gotcha.
So that's that.
All right. That's that. Looking good. Okay, well tonight you got a couple local 90s band songs and no Atomsplit songs, but that's okay. We like to spread the cheer.
Yeah.
And until next time, keep on